I have an intriguing topic to discuss, titled 5 Simple Steps to Move from Average to Fortune. I've been invited to speak on this subject at various corporations and companies, and now I'm excited to share it with you. Imagine for a moment that you're walking through a dense forest. The path before you is familiar, well-trodden, and safe. This path represents the average journey that many of us are on. It's comfortable, predictable, and, well, average. But what if, just off this path, there's a trail leading to a place of extraordinary beauty, wealth, and fulfillment? That trail is the path from average to fortune, and it's one that few decide to take. Not because they can't, but because they either don't know it exists or fear the unknown challenges it might present. The journey from average to fortune is akin to transforming a piece of coal into a diamond. It requires pressure, time, and a process. It's not an overnight feat, nor is it a stroke of luck. It's a deliberate and conscious decision to embark on a journey that not everyone is willing to take. But you, my friends, are not just anyone. You have the potential to go beyond the ordinary, to create a life of extraordinary richness in all its forms, with relationships, health, and personal fulfillment. I was raised in a small community of approximately 4,000 or 5,000 residents. Following my high school graduation, I enrolled in college for a year and a half before opting to leave, confident in my intelligence to pursue my ambitions without formal education. My parents provided me with a strong foundation. Being an only child, they dedicated extra time to my upbringing, ensuring I had a solid start in life. A few years after leaving school, I met a charming young lady whom I persuaded to marry me, making various promises about our future. However, a couple of years into our marriage, it appeared that my wife might not have made the wisest decision, as I found myself struggling financially. Difficulties arose, with more month left at the end of the money, as they say. Despite my willingness to work hard, things weren't unfolding as smoothly as I had envisaged. I began falling behind on bills and contemplating my next steps. Should I return to education to acquire more qualifications? With no capital to initiate a business, I grappled with these questions at a time when I desperately sought solutions on how to attain success and transform my life. At the age of 25, I was blessed with good fortune. Sometimes, it's challenging to articulate good fortune. Why do unique events occur when they do? Part of that remains a mystery to me. I genuinely don't know. A friend once remarked, well, things don't just happen, they happen just. Perhaps there's some truth to that, but honestly, I'm not entirely sure. However, my stroke of good luck came at age 25 when I encountered a truly remarkable man. His name was Mr. Schoff, Mr. Earl Schoff, and he's the individual who provided me with the final answers I had been seeking. Until that point, Mr. Schoff was an exceptional individual, a businessman, an entrepreneur with multiple ventures. He took a liking to me and offered me employment. I joined his team and spent the subsequent 5 years working under his guidance. Unfortunately, at the conclusion of those 5 years, he passed away. During those 5 years, I had the privilege of spending time with this remarkable man. He's the one who provided me with the answers I sought. His insights and ideas profoundly impacted my life, and I will forever be thankful for encountering someone who generously shared their knowledge with me. The greatest gift Mr. Schoff bestowed upon me wasn't merely a job, it was the wisdom of his philosophy. Luckily, his approach resonated with me. I embraced it, applied it diligently, and witnessed its transformative power in my life. Around 17 years ago, I resided in Beverly Hills, and during that time, I sorted through all the notes I had accumulated over the preceding 5 years. It occurred to me, why not share these insights with others? I've utilized them to positively change my life, and perhaps others would find them beneficial too. Thus, I compiled all the material and 5 years ago delivered my inaugural lecture, my first seminar. Since then, I've increasingly dedicated my time to lecturing and disseminating ideas on how to enhance various aspects of life, personally, socially, and economically. Particularly in the last 6 or 7 years, I've had the privilege to travel extensively worldwide. The seminar has been translated into numerous languages. and I now find myself primarily engaged in lecturing, sharing ideas, and endeavoring to provide solutions that can truly make a difference in people's lives. Let me give you this simple little talk: how to go from average to fortune. There are 5 simple steps you might want to take note of. The initial stage in this transformative journey involves nurturing a vision that exceeds your present circumstances. This is where your journey truly commences. Picture a gardener diligently tending to the soil, planting seeds without knowing precisely how each will grow, but with a vision of a lush, bountiful garden. That's the kind of vision you need, a seed in your mind blossoming into something extraordinary. But what does it mean to have a vision? It's more than just a fleeting thought or a daydream. It's a clear and vivid picture of what you want your life to encompass in every aspect. It's the ability to envision a life not as it is, but as it could be. This vision becomes the compass guiding your decisions, influencing your actions, and shaping your future. To cultivate such a vision, you must first allow yourself to dream. Recall the ease with which you could imagine boundless possibilities as a child. As adults, we often lose this ability to dream without limits, becoming weighed down by the realities of life. Today, I urge you to reconnect with that childlike wonder, to dream big and envision a life that excites you and fills you with passion and purpose. However, a vision without clarity is like a ship without a rudder. It's crucial to be specific about what you want. Define what wealth means to you. Is it a certain amount in your bank account, owning your dream home, or the freedom to travel the world? Clarity will transform your vision from a vague idea into a tangible goal. You must believe in your vision with unwavering conviction. This belief isn't blind optimism. It's a deep-seated faith in your ability to achieve what you envision. It's what sustains you during challenging times and keeps you focused on your goals. Next, your vision must be nurtured. Just as the gardener tends to their seeds, you need to nurture your vision. This involves feeding it with positive thoughts, surrounding yourself with supportive individuals, and continuously reaffirming your commitment to your vision. It also entails learning and adapting, as growth and change are essential for realizing your vision. Action is crucial. A vision without action is merely a daydream. It's the consistent small steps taken every day that lead to significant change over time. Patience is key, as achieving your vision takes time and perseverance. Stay focused on your vision, maintain a positive attitude, and trust in the process. Cultivating a vision beyond the ordinary lays the foundation for everything that follows. It elevates you from the realm of the average and sets you on the path to fortune. Your vision is your destination, and the journey we're on is the road that will take you there. So hold your vision close to your heart, for it is the first step in transforming your life from the ordinary to the extraordinary. Here's the second one: get serious. I don't know any substitute for that. You really need to get serious. You don't have to be grim, but you must be serious. I know a guy who's got half a dozen jokes keeping him from becoming wealthy. He's not known as rich. He's known as a joker, which I suppose is fine if that's the kind of life you want to lead. But it really isn't the best way to live. To transition from average to fortune, you need to get serious, and this entails focusing on 2 crucial aspects. Firstly, you must get serious about setting your goals and determining your direction for the next 5 to 10 years. This is immensely important. What are your economic aspirations? Where do you envision yourself going? What are your desired achievements? What do you aim to possess and share? How much do you aspire to earn? How far do you wish to progress? These are fundamental questions to contemplate, and in my view, getting serious about them is essential for achieving your desired outcomes over the next 5 to 10 years. Secondly, you must get serious about personal development. Personal development involves striving diligently to become the individual you aspire to be. It requires dedicated effort. 10 years from now, you will inevitably become someone, but the pivotal question is, who will you become? What traits are you cultivating by embarking on this journey of personal development? Now, you can swiftly embark on a new path towards becoming the person you desire to be. There's a crucial question that needs to be asked. 10 years from now, you will undoubtedly reach a destination, and the question is where. To address this question and determine the destination you aspire to reach and the person you aim to become, you must get serious. So that's point number 2. To make your life meaningful and distinct, and to transition from an average existence to fortune, you must get serious. Now, on to the next stage. Carry with you the understanding that discipline and consistency are not merely actions but a way of life, a commitment to yourself and your vision. They serve as the stepping stones on your path from average to fortune. Having embraced the disciplines of vision, consistency, and discipline, we arrive at a cornerstone pivotal in our quest from average to fortune: lifelong learning and skill acquisition. This step is akin to navigating a river flowing through ever-changing lands. The river of knowledge is vast and varied, and to navigate it effectively, we must be willing to continually learn, adapt, and acquire new skills along the way. The pursuit of lifelong learning entails recognizing that the world is a classroom, with each day bringing new lessons. It acknowledges that regardless of our current knowledge, there is always more to learn. It's fueled by a thirst for knowledge, a curiosity that propels us to understand more today than yesterday and even more tomorrow. This journey of learning transcends formal education, encompassing a deeper, more personal kind of education derived from experience, encounters, literature, risks taken, and challenges faced. It's about remaining open to new ideas, new perspectives, and new opportunities for growth. Every experience, every interaction presents an opportunity to glean insights that propel us closer to our vision of fortune. Let's delve into skill acquisition. In a world that constantly evolves, the skills that brought you here may not be the ones that propel you forward. This is where skill acquisition comes into play. It involves identifying the skills necessary to advance towards your goals and taking proactive steps to acquire and master them. Begin by examining your vision and goals. What skills are indispensable to their achievement? Do you require enhanced communication abilities, stronger leadership qualities, or greater proficiency in your field? Once you've pinpointed the essential skills, take deliberate action to develop and refine them. Now, here's number 4. You must get excited. And not just the false enthusiasm of pure positive thinking. You've got to get excited over some very basic things. One is getting excited over your ability to make yourself do the necessary things, because discipline is a major step one toward personal progress. Anytime a person wishes to, they can make major changes in their life, personally, socially, and financially. It doesn't ever have to be the same after today. No telling what you could do today if you really wish to. The act of murder is a clear indication that a person, in one drastic act, can forever change the course of their life. It just happens to be in the negative direction. What I would ask you to do starting today is to get excited about committing an act, a positive act, a constructive act, to make the changes in your life that you want made and to go in the direction that you want to go. So that's number 4, get excited. Get excited about your potential. Human capacity is usually never the problem. Little children can learn several languages, but we can learn to do the most incredible things. All we need to do is take the time to do it. So it's not a matter of capacity. It's a matter of judgment, excitement, will, and wanting to bad enough. So it's pretty exciting to know that any day you wish, you can change your life. Any day you pick out, you can make major changes. It doesn't ever have to be the same again. And that's exciting, knowing that intellectually and personally, you can actually do the things that will make major changes in your life. That's number 4. Here's number 5. Get away. I have found, especially in the last 15 to 20 years, that there's an important thing called life balance. You've got to learn to get away. You must learn to get away and be alone. Learn to get away and reflect. Learn to get away and learn how to live as well as how to earn. How sad it would be to learn how to earn well but not learn how to live well. You must balance your life. We teach something, especially in my staff, I teach something called lifestyle. Lifestyle is how you learn to live your life. Some people have money, but they don't even know how to spend it. They have time, but they don't know how to spend it. Some people are successful, but they don't know how to spend their success. They don't know what to do with it. They don't get joy from it. Rather, they get animosity. A father takes $5, crushes it, and throws it at his son and says, "If you need it that bad, take it." Now, it's the same $5, but instead of dispensing it with joy, he dispenses it with animosity. That's the difference in not knowing how to live. It's called lifestyle. Then you've got to take time to cultivate good friends. You've got to take time to be with your family. You've got to take time to be with the people who are important to you, designing your life in those respects. Get away. Take the time to reflect on your life. Recharge your batteries. Do some growing away from your enterprise. Then, when you come back to your enterprise after you have taken this time to balance your life, you will find that on the job, working on your enterprise, things will really go much better. So, those are the 5 simple steps to go from average to fortune. Get serious, get smart, get going, get excited, and get away. I hope those points will be valuable for you as you consider them, and I want to thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time to spend just a little time with you. I would invite you to come and attend my seminar. If I get a chance to see you there, I'll be happy to meet you. We usually have several hundred to 1,000 people attending the seminar, and I'd love to have you. I think I have some interesting things to share about life and about economics and how to do better. I've learned a lot these last 15 to 20 years, and I've encapsulated it in one evening. It's from 7 to 11. It's 4 hours of some very interesting material, and I think you'd find it exciting. I've got some ideas to share. I don't claim they're right. I just claim they're my ideas. But if you'll take the time, if you'll spend an evening with me, I think you'll find it rewarding. And I want to thank you for giving me this few minutes of your time. And for you giving me some of your time, I would just like to sincerely share this with you. Do not walk in front of me. I may not follow. Do not walk behind me. I may not lead. But walk beside me and be my friend. Thank you for listening. So, if success is the steady progress toward your own personal goals, then what is failure? Is failure working on a project that ended with poor results? No, of course not. Is failure launching a new product that failed miserably in the marketplace? No, of course not. Is failure doing the best you possibly can with your kids and having them disappoint you in a very personal way? No, of course not. There's no failure in pouring your heart, soul, and energy into something that didn't work. Rather, failure is not trying at all. If success is the steady progress toward your own personal goals, then failure is no progress at all, none, not even trying. Success and failure are always linked together. Success and failure are always linked to ambition. And let's remember, success is doing, failure is not doing. It's that simple. Tom Peters, world-renowned author and management expert, recently said, "There is only one way to be in serious trouble today, and that is not to be trying, not to be failing, not to be stretching yourself." Success is a doing. You've got to actually do it. Activity is a high priority in the life process, to try and get maximum benefit out of what we have available, our resources, our skills, our knowledge, and our talent. Success is doing that tries to get maximum benefit out of what we have available. Benjamin Disraeli, former Prime Minister of England, once said, "Nothing can resist a human more that will stake even its existence on its purpose." I'll do it or die. What powerful words. We've already talked about resolve, doing it until. But here's what else resolve says. I will. Two of the most powerful words in our language. The formula for disaster could be should, don't. Here's the formula for success. Could, should, will. I will, I should, I can, and I will. Two of the most powerful words in the language. I will. The man says, I will climb the mountain. They say, it's too high. It's too difficult. It's too rocky. It's never been done before. The man says, hey, it's my mountain. I'll climb it. Pretty soon, you'll see me waving from the top or dead on the side, because I'm not coming back until I've done it. Powerful. There are several studies that show the greatest achievers aren't those who fail the least. No, the greatest achievers are those least frightened of failure. They're willing to take on the challenge without the guarantee of success, seeing the end but not sure when it will be or where it will be. Although success and failure go hand in hand, many people have a problem with failure. They think it's a bad word, has a bad connotation. They don't see it as a stepping stone. They see it as an end result. Quite often, success requires failure, sometimes many failures. In every scientific discovery, there were dozens or hundreds of failures before one success. Without failure, opportunity cannot be created. Without failure, there can be no success. But what is the measure of success? How do you know if you're truly successful? How do you know, especially when your success could be so vastly different from someone else's? Here's how you measure results. Making measurable progress in a reasonable time. That's all life asks. Making measurable progress in reasonable time. So, you've got to be reasonable with time. Don't be unreasonable with time. Parents, don't be unreasonable with time. Managers, brokers, business associates, have a little patience. You can't ask somebody every 5 minutes, "How are you doing now?" That's too soon. The guy says, "I haven't left the building yet, give me a break." So, 5 minutes is too soon to ask. So, 5 years is what? Too long. And too late. So, what is reasonable time to ask for results as a measure of progress? Here's number one. At the end of the day, you can't let more than a day go by without getting some things done. Some letters written, having a conversation with your son or daughter. You can't postpone the important more than a day. When you work on the job, there are some things you've got to get done within a day. You've got to make some calls within a day. Your health disciplines, you've got to get those done within a day. You can't carry over. You can't say, "Well, I'll eat 9 apples 10 days from now." No, it's an apple a day. A day. Some things you've got to get done within a day. So, at 5 minutes to midnight and you haven't gotten your apple in yet, munch away and get it done. A day. Here's what's next. A week. Some things you've got to get done within a week. Stuff on the job, calls made, activities. A week is a good chunk of time. Can't let more than a week go by without taking a look and a measure to see how you're doing. Second, in the last 90 days, how many books have you read to invest in the miracle of your mind, to give you ideas to ponder, to fashion your future with meticulous care? How many books have you read in the last 90 days? Third question, in the last 6 months, how many classes have you taken to improve your skills or to develop new skills for your future and your family? How many classes in the last 6 months? I'm telling you, numbers tell us everything. Success is a numbers game. You've got to make progress. You've got to make progress in reasonable time. You've got to take a look at the numbers and see how you're doing. It's the name of the game. How often should you weigh the new baby? Well, you say, "I'll weigh the new baby next spring." No, you can't wait until next spring. Don't you have to weigh the new baby often? And the answer is yes, of course, to see whether it's gaining weight or it's losing weight. What if it's losing weight? The alarm bells have got to go off. You can't let a little baby lose weight very long. It's called disaster. These numbers are important. How often should you check the corporation to see if it's healthy or not? You say, "Well, in a couple of years, we'll get all the accounts together." No, you'll be out of business. In Las Vegas, the big gambling houses, guess how often they put together a financial statement to see where they are? Several times a day. Why? So much is happening. If you don't learn when to shut down some of those tables, you'll be out of business by midnight. You can't wait till midnight. You can't wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow's too late. You've got to know the numbers. What is your cholesterol count? You don't know, and you don't care. You've just got your fingers crossed for the future. We better come and get your family and take them to safety. Come on, be responsible for the set of your own sail. Leave it to no one else but yourself and learn to refine these numbers for yourself. Now, what if your results are not that good right now? What if you're going through some tough times and aren't quite sure what to do next? You know why I do seminars and lectures and write books and audio programs. So I can attend them all myself, read it again myself, listen again myself. I don't do it just to hear myself talk, and I don't do it for the money. I do it because the teacher always receives the greatest lessons. He seeks to teach others. What's the best way out of a blue mood? Talk somebody else through theirs. What's the best way out of a mental energy slump? Talk somebody else through theirs. What's the best way to start solving your own problems? Talk to somebody else about theirs. Why? Because when you start talking someone else through their blue mood or their mental slump or their problem, you'll hear yourself say amazing things. You'll hear all the knowledge that you've gathered come out to help this other person, and it will ultimately help you by hearing it again. It just works that way. It's often easier to tap our resources for somebody else than it is to tap them for ourselves. Sometimes defeat is the best beginning. Why? Well, for one, if you're at the very bottom, there's only one way to go: up. But, more importantly, if you're flat on your back, mentally and financially, you usually become sufficiently disgusted to reach way down deep inside yourself and pull out miracles, pull out talents, and pull out abilities and pull out desires and determination. When you're flat broke or flat miserable, you eventually become so disgusted that you'll pull out the basic essentials required to make everything better. And it's in the face of adversity that things begin to change, that you begin to change. With enough disgust, desire, and determination to change your life, you'll start saying, "I've had it, and of this no more, never again." Here's where the miracle begins. I've had it, enough, no more, never again. These words and these thoughts really rattle the power of time and fate and circumstances. And these three things, time and fate and circumstances, all get together and say, okay, we can see that we have no power here. We're facing some major resolve. This guy's not going to give up. He's had it, he's done with all this nonsense. We better step aside and let this guy get by. Resolve, inspiration through disgust. But a lot of people don't change themselves. They wait for circumstances to change, the government to change, life to change. What'll that do? Not much. These poor, unfortunate folks accept their defeats and wallow in their self-pity. Why? Because they refuse to take control of the situation. They refuse to take control of their life, their career, their health, their relationships, their finances. They refuse to take control and take responsibility and get sufficiently disgusted to change it. But if you are disgusted, if you are making changes, if this program finds you in the middle of your own personal slump, then I have some words to offer you. Your present failure is a temporary condition. It is only a temporary condition. You will rebound from failure just as surely as you gravitated into failure. Somebody once suggested to me in a bout of failure that I should tell myself, "This too shall pass." I firmly believe that you're only given as much as you can handle, as much negativity, as much failure, as much disappointment. This too shall pass if you grasp for a new beginning, if you pull yourself up and move back into the world with a plan. So, as foolish as it might sound, be thankful for your current limitations or failures, for they are building blocks from which to create greatness. You can go where you want to go. You can do what you want to do. You can become what you want to become. You can do it all, starting now, starting right where you are. So, be grateful for adversity, but for your future, make it work for you, not against you. Make your failures give birth to great opportunity, not prolonged agony. Make your disgust lead to inspiration, not depression. The world will willingly sit by and let you wallow in your sorrows until you die, broken alone. And here's what else the world will do. The world will step aside and let you by once you decide that your present situation is only temporary, once you decide to get back on your feet and make your mark. The world doesn't care which choice you make, to stop here, or to go on. The world doesn't really care. So, you have to. You have to care in your own enlightened self-interest. Give a run at adventure. Keep your eyes firmly on the achievement, on your ambition, and not merely existence and self-pity. Make a commitment to excellence. Success is something you attract by the person you become. Success is not something you pursue. What you pursue usually eludes you like a butterfly, something you go after that you can't catch. Success is something you attract, act like a magnet by the person you become. To attract attractive people, we've talked about this before, to attract attractive people, you must be attractive. To attract powerful people, you must be powerful. To attract committed people, you must be committed. Instead of going to work on them, you go to work on yourself. You work harder on yourself than you work on the job. And if you become, you can attract. The whole key is to make yourself valuable. The key is to make yourself attractive. The key is to make yourself skilled, skillful, competent, willing, powerful, unique, sophisticated, cultured, being able to manage and control, healthy. The whole key, really, to the future is personal development. Because the greatest gift you can give to someone else is your personal development, self-development, self-investment. The greatest gift you can give is your own personal development. If I become 10 times wiser, 10 times stronger, 10 times brighter, 10 times more competent, think of what that will do for my success. If I grow, think of what that will do for my future. Self-development earns success. Self-investment earns respect. And the only way to make a better and better investment in your future is to become better, stronger, wiser, and more competent. The more attractive you become, the more attractive you are, and the more attractive you are, the more you attract success. Self-development, self-investment attracts success. That's powerful. Now, here's what would be pitiful. If your income grew, and you didn't grow. Because here's what usually happens. If your income takes some jumps, it's best that you grow quickly up to where your income is. Why? Because otherwise, your income will soon come back to where you are. Somebody once said, if someone hands you £1 million, it's best you become a millionaire. Do you get to keep the money? I'm telling you, success doesn't want to hang around an incompetent person. That's the problem with winning the lottery. The lack of self-development to be able to master it and keep it. And now, the fortune is bigger than the person, rather than the person being bigger than the fortune. If you're a parent, use that as a challenge to grow personally. Use the challenge of parenting to grow. See what you can become. One ancient writer said this. Here are some reassuring words. God's arm is not short. Aren't those reassuring words? God's arm is not short. You can't think of anything more pitiful than a God with a short arm. Poor God, his arms are too short, he can't reach all the way. Can't reach out to all of us. This writer said, no, be reassured. God's arm is not short. He can reach all the way, and he can reach everybody. Shouldn't that be said of every father, of every mother? They can reach all of their children. They can reach all the way. They don't lack stories and illustrations. They don't lack wisdom and power. And the only way you can become that kind of parent, the only way you can keep up that process, is by personal development, by becoming better than you are, stronger than you are, wiser than you are. Becoming, growing so that your investment grows as your children grow. You grow, your power grows, your influence grows, your wisdom grows, your command of the language grows. You see, that's what's challenging, to be involved in a situation that makes you grow. If that situation is success, keep growing to be bigger than your fortune. If that situation is failure, keep growing until you're bigger than the problem. Keep growing, keep becoming, keep doing it until. Now, there are two qualities that can increase your chances of success. Two very important qualities. Number one, patience. Number two, persistence. Let's talk about patience for a moment. Patience is what? Learning to handle the passing of time. Now, once you've had an appetite for success and you start going for it, now you've got to learn to handle the passing of time. Here's why. It takes time. It takes time to build a corporate work of art. It takes time to build a symphony orchestra with flawless music and harmony that sends you on flights of ecstasy, to be remembered long after the orchestra has shut down and the lights have gone out. It takes time to put harmony together. It takes time to build a life. It takes time to build an enterprise. It takes time to get through school. It takes time to develop and grow. So, give your enterprise time, give your business time. If you're in management, give your people time. If you're a parent, give your kids time. Don't be too short, too quick. Give them time. Now, not forever, but time. It takes time. Here's the ultimate challenge. You've got to have patience with yourself. It takes time to make changes in habit and discipline. It takes time to correct old errors in judgment and to finally give up old blame and pick up new responsibility. I'm telling you, it took me some time. I used to blame the government, and blame taxes, and blame the company, and blame the marketplace. It took me a long time to give that up. That was a pretty comfortable list to explain my empty bank account, pennies in my pocket, nothing in the bank, not doing well, embarrassed by my situation. It took time. That took a while. So, have patience with yourself. Number 1. And number 2, while you're dealing with the passing of time, number 2 is to keep doing it. Be persistent. Be tenacious. Keep doing it until, as long as you are patient and persistent, it's hard to elude success. As long as you maintain patience and persistence, tenacity, there's only one person, just one person, that will draw the line between success and failure: you. So, be patient, be persistent. You need both patience and persistence together. And here's why. Lack of patience is probably the worst enemy of ambition. While your ambition keeps growing, keeps moving, keeps looking for new ways to succeed, impatience tends to grow frustrated. Impatience won't allow for persistence. Impatience wants to give up. Impatience calls discouragement failure, but your ambition won't let you give up so easily. Not if you're persistent. What others may call failure, ambition calls a learning opportunity, a chance to make adjustments along the charted course to success. Ambition knows something else too. Ambition knows that the longer the achievement is incoming, the more valued it is. So, let me give you a few aspects of patience, some examples that might help illustrate just how valuable it is. There are 6 aspects of patience. And here's number 1. Knowing when an opportunity is right and when more preparation is needed. Let's say you're opening up a restaurant specializing in fresh seafood. You're all excited to get going, get the money coming in instead of it all going out. You're all excited. So, because you're all excited, you want to open early. Your impatience gets the best of you, and so you do open before your scheduled grand opening. Customers start coming in. They're all excited about this new great restaurant, and everybody wants some fresh seafood. They're all ordering fresh seafood from the menu. But now you panic. You haven't got any. You're not ready. The fresh seafood shipment won't come in for a week. Impatience has just killed the restaurant. Now, let's say you've got a great new product that's scheduled to come out on the market in the next several months. Everything's going according to plan. Do you start planning your ads? Start planning big public relations events? You're so sure that it's going to happen that you set a date. The engineers told you that the product's not ready, but you're sure it will be. You start planning everything, invite lots of people, influential people, buyers of your product. You're so excited that you went ahead without the product actually being done. Come the week of the grand unveiling, the engineers come to you and say it still doesn't work. Your impatience just lost you credibility in the marketplace. That's number 1. Be patient in knowing the difference between when the opportunity is right and when more work needs to be done. Here's number 2. Remain alert even if opportunity doesn't come right away. Make sure that your patience allows you to keep your eyes open and ready for opportunity. Keep looking, be patient. Number 3. Keep preparing for opportunities even if there's a delay, even if things aren't going just the way you think they should. Keep your disappointments at bay and keep getting ready for opportunities. Be prepared. Always be prepared. Don't let impatience allow you to give up. Number 4. Take the little setbacks in stride. Take the little successes in stride. Don't let small disappointments discourage you. Don't let the little successes delude you. Avoid the emotional roller coaster that will always disrupt your plan. Number 5. If you're waiting on the decisions of others, be patient. You cannot control the decision-making abilities of others. You cannot control their timing. If your project was to come up before the board in one meeting and time ran out and they moved your project to the top of the agenda for the next meeting, be patient. Don't be frustrated about what you have no control over. And number 6, take a vacation from your ambition. If you've been working day after day, week after week, month after month without a break, take a vacation from your ambition. The patient person, secure in their ambition, knows that the drive and ambition will still be there even after some time off. As a matter of fact, with some time off, the ambition will have a stronger pull than ever when you come back to it. Persistence is patience in action. Persistence is creative, always looking for new opportunities. Persistence is courageous. It doesn't give in to fear. Persistence is hopeful. It doesn't let discouragement through the door. Persistence is positive. It keeps you on track with your plans and your goals. And the last thing that persistence is cheerful, not gloomy. Cheerful persistence knows that gloom and depression and disappointments waste energy. Cheerfulness creates it. Patience and persistence are both required for success. And as we end this side, please remember that success and failure are also intricately intertwined. For without failure, you can never appreciate success. Quite often, without failure, there will never be success.
Love